Hello everybody. Today we're going to go over on the functions needed to level a crane, what buttons they are, what your level indicators will look like. So let's get into it. Right here we got our leveling buttons for each corner of the crane. So if you're looking at it, this right here is the front part of your crane. Okay, this will be the front, this is the back. This middle one is a feature not most cranes have. It allows you to do all of these buttons at the same time by just pushing that one button. So these buttons only work once you engage what you want to do. Now, the outriggers have two separate functions. Okay? OR meaning outriggers. You have your outriggers or your beams that come out horizontally, which is that. And you got your jacks or your floats, which come out vertically, which is this one. Okay? After you decide that, you have to decide what you want to do. Whether you want to extend them or retract them. Retract them means you're sucking them back up and in. Extending means you're shooting them out and down. So first you got to decide what you want to do. So for example, if you're coming to set up the crane, you want to shoot them out and down. So you're going to push in on that one and pick what you're going to shoot first, which would be your outrigger beams. Okay? So once you decide that, then you can move on to these buttons over here. That alarm is indicating that they're being used. So once you decide what you're going to do, then you move over here to your left and figure out which corner or which two, however many you want to operate. I usually do two at a time. Which ones you're going to do. Either retract them or extend them. So if you're going to retract your floats or your pads, your jacks, you would put this one in, push your floats, and pick which one you want. If you're going to extend your jacks, which is this one, you're going to want to push the button for extension and your jacks and pick which one you want. One more time. The middle button is for all of them to come down at the same time. So if you want them to come down individually, you'd have to figure out which side you want to do first. Okay? Now we're going to move on to the leveling system. Right here you got your horizontal and your vertical level. Those indicate how level you are when you come up off your outriggers. And you have to be level in order to be able to be using your load charts to its capacity. If you're not level within those lines, then you can't use your capacities within your load chart the way you want them, because you're not going to be stable and you're not going to be level. So those bubbles indicate that I'm level horizontally and vertically, north and south, east and west. So that means I'm able to live within the manufacturer's guidelines for the capacity of the load charts. So if you're not within those lines, your capacity for what you can lift goes down a good amount, because you're not going to be completely level and you're not going to be stable. So you want to make sure you have those within the lines and that your crane is vertically and horizontally level. Sometimes it comes like that in those vertical and horizontal levels, or it comes in a bubble, a circular bubble, which it's the same thing, it's just one level rather than two. So once again, there's your buttons for each corner of the crane. Left front, left rear, right rear, or middle, which is all of them at the same time. Then deciding what you're going to do. Retract, extend, outrigger beams, floats, pads, whatever you want to call them. And those are your functions. Those are your buttons for leveling a crane. Now part 2, I will show you the outside, the external parts in leveling a crane. And that will be in part 2. But thank you, everyone have a good day. Once again, this is Tony Cepeda. Bye now.